Well, hello plant friends. How's everybody doing today? Coming at you with another video. This time is a video that I needed to do a long time ago because it's been a while since I've cleaned my balls. And by balls, I mean my Marimo moss balls. And by moss balls, I don't actually mean moss because they're not really moss. They're actually algae that forms into little green balls, and they call them moss balls. The reason why you see this condensation is because I just got them out of the refrigerator. Yes, you heard that right. I put my moss balls in the refrigerator, and I will tell you why. But first, I need to go ahead and clean this out. I don't think that these balls are 100% healthy. I haven't been taking the greatest care of them, and I'm not gonna lie, this is my first time owning them. I just saw them at the pet store when I was there to pick up my supplies for my soil substrate, which yes, I do get that at the local pet store. So I've always wanted these, and I saw them at the pet store, so they were like $8, and I was like, there's 3 of them, cool, I'll get them, why not? So I brought them home and stuck them in this boring vase all by themselves with nothing cool in there, no rocks or anything. And then I filled this with tap water, which you're not really supposed to do if you have hard water. I don't think my water is too hard, but if you use tap water, you can get little buildups and calcium buildups.
Hi. Hi.
If you do use tap water, you can get mineral buildups, and I do have little white flecks in there. And I couldn't find too much information on that, but I did find that that could be calcium deposits or different mineral deposits if you use tap water. And then they could be calcium deposits, I guess, which I just said, but I'm saying it again because I guess that's what they could be. So we'll go ahead and dump this water out, and we'll catch our little balls in our hand. And these are called Marimo moss balls, but their scientific name is aegagropila linnaei, which is a type of algae. It's, I guess, a rare type of algae that forms into green balls. Usually these type of algae, the Marimo moss balls do originate from the bottoms of lakes and rivers in Japan and Northern Europe. I have seen some research that there is a declining population of them. I'm not exactly sure how true that is, if there's any truth to that, but I just thought I'd throw that in there. So here's what my little moss ball looks like. I know my lighting's not the greatest. I mean, I'm not an expert, and like I said, these are the first ones I've had. They don't look really like it has much brown to it, but I don't know if they look as vibrantly green as they're supposed to, but I think they look okay. They don't look 100% perfectly happy, but they look pretty good. So what you can do is take them, you can squeeze them out, and then to help them keep their round shape, you want to squeeze them really lightly, don't squeeze them super hard, and then you can roll them to help keep their round shape, because when they're in lakes and rivers, they have the currents of the waters, and they have the fish to move these little balls around, so that way they're not sitting in one position for too long and getting flat on that bottom surface. So it is important that you do, if you don't have these in an aquarium type setting and you do have them by yourself, that you do manually move these around. I honestly do it a few times a day just because I walk by it frequently, and I just take the jar and swirl the water around just enough that the balls aren't laying on the same side that they were laying on in the first place, and that way they kind of get some even distribution of pressure that they're sitting on. and rolled up back into a little ball. And then sometimes you will find that these float. I don't think they're technically supposed to float. It's not bad if they float. If you don't want them to float, and they are, it's probably because they have a little air bubble. So if that ever does happen, you can take them out anytime and gently squeeze. And I'm sure the air bubble will obviously come out if you squeeze it. These are relatively slow growers. Actually, they're super slow growers in a home type environment. They really only grow, I think is 0.2 inches a year. However, in their natural habitat, they grow anywhere from 8 to 12 inches a year. So these, I mean, they are gonna grow super slow in your home environment. But see, this one has a little, but they will, I mean, they'll grow big. They live forever. They live over 100 plus years. So the longer you can keep them, it's going to take them a long time to get big, but they'll get there. And you see that little white fleck of growth. So I'll just take that out of there. And it's hard. It's like a mineral buildup, I would say. Yeah. I'll make sure there aren't any more. I'm gonna go ahead and probably give these guys a good rinse too. I'll squeeze them, roll them, rinse them and squeeze them and roll them again. That way that they get pretty clean, because I've had these for probably a good month and a half, and I've only changed the water one time. And I use tap water, which I don't think is recommended. I think distilled water is recommended, which is what I've got now. But you are supposed to change this water about every 2-ish weeks. If you do use tap water, just use the tap water that you let sit out in a jug for 24 hours. That way everything, all the minerals and all the bad stuff kind of evaporates out of that, I guess, is the thinking process, or what happens when you leave tap water sitting out. So got my balls all rolled up. Got them all rolled up. We're gonna rinse them off. You can use cold water. You don't want to get these warm. You find them at the bottoms of lakes and rivers where the water is cool. They like cool water. They do not like warmth. Warmth will turn them brown, and they won't be happy. They don't like it. It will kill them. You get all this sticky tap water rinsed off. You don't want to squeeze them too hard, because it will ruin the integrity and the shape, and they can fall apart if you're too rough with them. Rinse that last one off. But that's all there really is to it. You just take them out of the water, rinse them, roll them around in your hand, and then get them back in some good, clean, fresh water. You don't have to really fertilize these. There's no need to fertilize. I guess they just get all the energy that they need from whatever photosynthesis that they do. I'll go ahead and we'll clean this real quick with some soapy water. That way it gets a 100% fresh start. And that way the glass stays clean and pretty and sparkling. Sorry you guys can't see this, because it's super interesting watching me clean out a plastic jar. You are missing out right now. All right. Just kidding. Okay, so we've got our clean jar. Got our clean, rolled up, nice and reformed, reshaped balls. I was gonna put rocks in here, but maybe next time. I don't feel like doing that right now. Okay, we'll put that in here. And then I do have distilled water this time for my little balls. And then I think I was saying there's no need to fertilize these. They get whatever they need from photosynthesis from the sun. If you do want to fertilize them, I guess you can use an aquarium fertilizer, or you can use aquarium salts, but I don't think that it's gonna make much of a difference. It might help make their color a little more vibrant, but I don't think it's going to help much in terms of growth. So what I will do with this is go ahead and put this in an area that's very low lit. You don't want to put these in any sunlight whatsoever because, like I said, they come from the bottom of lakes and rivers where it's dark, it's cool, you don't want the water to get hot. If you do put it in any tiny bit of indirect sunlight, just make sure it doesn't get too intense because the glass will amplify the intensity of the sun and it will make the water hotter, which they don't like. You can always refresh them by putting them in the refrigerator for 24 hours. I like to put them in there overnight every once in a while just to give them a little refresh. And then whenever they need a good rotation, this is what I do. Just spin them around until they're facing new sides. And that's kind of what they do. They just hang out. These can go in fish tanks. I've been trying to convince my husband to get a fish tank because, I mean, not only do I like fish, but I really want the fish water for my plants. But I would love to put like cute little moss balls and stuff in there with the fish, but you do have to be careful what kind of fish you get when you put these moss balls in with them, because there are certain kind of fish. I think goldfish, there are other algae eating type fish that will, instead of roll these around and kind of like play with them a little bit, will actually pick at them and try to eat them and tear them apart. So you want to watch for that. Another good thing, and a good reason to put these in fish tanks is because they do act as natural cleaners. They naturally absorb any toxic nitrates out of the fish tanks, so it helps keep the water a little fresh a little longer. So I mean, that's all the info, that's the lowdown I have on my moss balls. Thanks for sticking around and cleaning my balls with me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, all that fun stuff, leave it down in the comments. If I missed anything, let me know. If I got anything wrong, I like to learn just as much as all of you. Subscribe to my page, like this video, hit the bell notification, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next time. Bye, plant friends.